an eye for talent, that you just wanted to be around people who can be and show their best in what they know how, right? Galing, galing.
Thanks.
And from there, the hits happened, right?
Yeah.
Your solo hits.
Well, Victor Rosario and George Canseco came to watch us. We were filling up the Alibi bar at that time.
Correct.
So I guess,
I was there every night, almost. Kasi ako sa suki.
And I would sing Don't Cry For Me Argentina every
That was
set.
your
Oh my gosh.
signature.
That was like,
napagod ka ba doon?
na-enjoyed it, pero
sing.
grabe, sometimes in a set twice. Sobra naman yan.
Oo, paano yan, Ku? Nakaka-burn out
Wala.
ba yan?
You know, you just have to give them what they want to hear.
Ibang klaseng disiplinang kailangan dyan. Pero nakakahasa.
Oh, of
diba?
course, of course.
So what type of discipline did you have to go through? No sleeping late, no... Although
As
the
much
sets
as
would end up at
possible.
what, 1 in the morning?
Sometimes two.
Ganon, oo. You never smoked?
No, never smoked.
You never drank?
Wala.
You took voice lessons? No?
I did.
Had to.
But when I was in Ensalada, I lost my voice pa muna. Nagkaroon pa you know, yung mga ganon. But that taught me, you know, it was a difficult way to learn, but it taught me how to take care of my voice. And thank God I didn't have it operated. Kasi sometimes pinapatanggal yan ng singers.
Oo.
I quit muna for a while.
Talaga?
You know, yeah.
Like how
I
long?
rested my voice 2 months.
Ganun lang ang the downside of the profession, talagang kailangan alaga.
Yeah.
And in fact, they say voice lessons would be good because that would in fact help know how to
Breathing.
extend the longevity of the voice. especially
Breathing
if you
is everything
sing
kasi.
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you were teaching me in the set how to breathe. Diva, was that your first, right? That was your first biggest
First
hit.
hit, yeah.
And first solo.
Yes. That was the single of my first album alone, yeah.
Wow, cool. It's like every first that you had done, from Music and Magic to your first single,
Yeah.
everything was always a success. How would you describe that moment in your life? What were you going through when all this was happening?
You know what, Cherrie, I think, I have to thank the people that God blessed me with. You know, the people that He surrounded me with. If you say that I have an eye for talent, I also have an eye for good people. I don't like to hang around with people who are trouble or people I feel that will influence me in the wrong way. Siguro that's good instinct, and there was always something in me that I must attribute that to prayers and just, you know, strong faith.
So already then, it was there.
It was
Your
already
spirituality
there.
was very
Right.
strong. But somehow also you brought in something different, Ku. It seemed that, at least to me, you knew what you wanted, you knew who you were, you had a good sense of yourself, and you were very young. How old, if you don't mind my asking at that time?
No, I'm not going to tell you.
Kasi matters
mo
pala
pa,
yan.
no?
Age doesn't matter.
Wag na.
Ganda-ganda mo pa
Hindi
naman.
na, it's okay.
You should be proud of it. Okay, sabihin na natin mga 18.
Hindi, 15 naman.
How much? Hindi pwede. Hindi. Sige, huwag na natin paglabanan yan.
Huwag mo nang
I'm only 2 years
Can we
younger.
just talk about other things na lang? Ito mga age niya, medyo, you know.
Teka muna, nawawala tayo.
Magkakagalit na tayo dyan eh.
You seem to have shown a lot of control over projects you wanted to do. Is that true? How much control did
That
you
is
have?
where
It's true.
the success lies. Is
Nice.
that you never relinquish your authority and control. Sabi nga ba?
Na, totoo.
Yeah, it's true.
Tell me. Because I also want to learn when you know that one thing is right and it feels right.
Yeah.
You're the best person because you're the one who's going to
Right.
express it, diba?
It must come from the artist. But syempre, you also have to have an ear to listen to those that, you know.
Who know the business
Oo
naman.
naman, oo. Take the good. And then discard the things that you feel, hindi para sa akin yan, diba?
And that, from there you mean the good people who trusted and knew that you were making,
People who were successful also, no?
and that they just don't listen to people who don't make sense. Obviously, you had something to put on the table.
correct.
And that business sense, I mean, you were always,
And still, I made a lot of mistakes, huh?
well, that's what life
Sometimes
is
it's the
all
way to
about,
learn.
diba? Let's talk about the mistakes. Do you have any regrets?
Oh, no regrets at all. Well, meron din, pero wag na natin pag-usapan yan. There's no point.
Pero
Baka I might sound bitter pa eh.
Oh, no. No, but you seem to have, obviously, now that you're still here and still shining and reigning, as in fact, to me, if not the top, the only Diva.
Masyadong ako malakas sa'yo.
Talaga, ang lakas mo sa akin. Diba? Obviously, you've shown that you have stood for every fall you've stood.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
What
God
an
is there.
inspiring woman you are. You know, we can talk more and more things about Miss KUH LEDESMA, so we'll be right back. Stay with us. Nagpatuloy-tuloy ang career ni KUH sa pag-awit at pag-concert. She is now on her 25th year in the music scene and she has done more than 300 concerts, 18 albums, and the list goes on. Ngunit di alam ng karamihan, lumabas din siya sa ilang mga pelikula and theater productions during the 80s. This is just a reflection of how well-rounded she is.
A very warm, loving person. It was siya in love ako sa boses ni KUH. My goodness, ang ganda-ganda ng boses niya.
Radiant, but shining with a different light.
She did a couple of films, namely Tinimbangang Langit, where she played a struggling singer. The award-winning film Ora Plata Mata, where she played a mentally challenged woman, at isang international film with Mel Gibson and Sigourney Weaver in The Year of Living Dangerously, where she played Tiger Lily. She was also part of the pop ballet Ramahari of Ryan Cayabyab and the drama musical Kapinangan. Indeed, who knows what versatility means? Let's take a look on the different facets of KUH. We're back at Persona, and we're actually taking you on a tour of Miss KUH LEDESMA's home, who graciously received us here for the interview. So, sumukod muna kami dito dahil gusto namin makita ang kanyang magagandang paintings and pictures behind us, diba? It's all about KUH anyway. And paintings. Let's go back to Dito Ba. Let's pick up from there, being that it was your first hit and it received and garnered many awards. How was it conceived, KUH?
I think it was born from the visits of Canseco to Alibay Bar when I was singing. And Vic De Rosario brought him there because he signed me up. So sabi niya, siguro pakinggan mo na ako paano kumanta, kung ano yung mga kantang babaga, you know.
Si Vic talaga nangunguna, no? Sa magagaling.
Oo, pagka ganyan, you know, he's there right away.
So, was it a collaboration?
Hindi, wala. Basta sinulat niya, inimbita niya ako sa studio. Punta ka na dito, may kanta na dito.
Ganon.
He never even sent me a tape. Dito mo na pag-aralan. Ganyan ka, ano.
Kung alam lang talaga
Sabi ko,
nila.
ha?
Kung alam lang talaga nila, di ba? Ganon. And you just learned it right there.
Right there. Oo.
And a hit was born.
Yun.
Imagine.
Alam mo, first time ko narinig yan after I released the album. First time I heard it, I was on the 3rd floor in a Quezon City apartment where I live. And I heard my song. I said, saan tinutugtog yan? Tapos pag dungaw kong ganyan, it was a La Bandera or the Little Transistor. And I said, wow, I'm famous.
And that made you feel good.
Yeah, that was fun.
Diba?
I remember that distinctly, that scene.
And to think, were you aware at the time it was going to
Make it.
people, yeah, and make
No.
it.
When I recorded
No.
Dito Ba, no, I didn't think it was going to be a hit.
And the
I thought it was just
package.
one of those songs.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was a fantastic song, and not only the La Banderas enjoyed it. It was a hit. It swept through all classes, A to D.
You know, when I recorded my first album, I had no idea about yung this one will be a hit, that one will be a hit. Wala at all. Basta ako, sige, record. Ganun lang.
And thereafter, you learned the
And then I
trade.
just hear it on the radio. Ay, hit pala. Oh, it's good.
And do you have
Yeah.
now that formula for what might be a hit?
No. I always make a mistake.
Ganon, but you managed
When
to
I
come
say,
up with
hit ito.
one hit
I
after.
never know which one. You never know eh.
Really? But have you had flops? I think you've had more hits than anything.
Wala namang flop, pero ibig
Diba?
sabihin, you never really know which one you're going to record and what, the radio stations are going to really play.
Right,
Or what will catch fire,
So it's trial and error,
It's
ganon.
not in my hands. Let's just put it that way.
So blessed
It's,
talaga.
it's in the hands of the Lord, basically. As a believer, no, I believe that. But it's in the hands of the radio people. And the
You really
record company
think so?
who chooses the song that they think that's going to be a hit.
You really think so?
I think so, yeah.
But you have control over what songs to record.
Oo naman, ayoko naman
there.
i-record. Pero I must admit that I recorded some songs na, so ano
Hindi
ba itong
mo gusto.
song na ito?
Na hindi mo gusto.
Oo, na talagang pinilit lang
At
ako.
lumalabas na kumikita at
Hindi.
hindi
Na
rin.
talagang
So,
wala
tama.
rin.
tama mga instincts mo. So you have to trust your instincts more.
Kailangan ko ba kantahin ito?
Asan nga ang sikreto ng pag-sustain ng mga hits? Diba? Ang dami, one after another. Where? Where does it come from? You can't tell. It's just...
It's the record company,
Hit or
actually.
miss.
The support of the record company, like sina Victor Rosario.
And at the time when you were breaking the rules, because at that time, singers were shunned from performing in big venues. And you began performing in CCP, folk arts theater. What about that courage? Yeah, what inspired you
I
to
think
break the
lang,
ice?
siguro, there was a demand for it. I'm not saying that there was a big demand for me, but basically, there were people who were willing to support it, sponsors, people behind me. It was fun, putting together concept shows. Ng mga ang Pinoy nga naman, ako'y Pilipino, inspired madness.
How much of the artistic creativity was in your control? A lot.
A lot, and I wouldn't say all, because Sina Peke was there. What's the point of, inviting a director over if you're not going to listen to them? But I must say that there were a lot of things I did before na parang feeling ko ngayon, hindi ko naman pala kailangan ginawa yun.
Ganon,
Yeah, I choreographed. I was choreographed a lot, and talaga yung choreography, yung hindi na ako natutulog kasi nagpa-practice ako ng choreography. Yung mga feeling ko, hindi naman ako dancer, singer ako eh. Pero sometimes, gusto mong pagbigyan yung choreographer mo, gusto mong pagbigyan yung director mo. Pero now, parang I feel my life is simpler, just focusing on great songs to sing, a little choreography here and there, but not naman so much like before, na pati ballet na mga nakakatawa na minsan I lose sleep kasi hindi na ako makatulog sa nervyos.
Siyempre.
Iniisip ko na yung mga steps ko, yung gano'n. Samantalang dapat ang iniisip ko yung mga lyrics ko.
At saka kasi uso noon mga discos, di ba? Olivia Newton-John, mga Grease, di ba mga panahon ng Saturday Night Fever
Ng
yan?
80s.
Influences mo, sino-sino?
I would say Barbra Streisand, that yung mga Sugar Pie, mga Pointer Sisters, those are the fast songs that I used to sing.
Disco
We
songs.
sang a lot of Michael Jackson songs.
So they were all fast.
Yeah.
So I guess when you're starting, you gotta do what you have to do.
Yeah.
But you realize the song can carry you through now. I mean, finally, Miss KUH LEDESMA has arrived. You can just stand there and you'll be still stunning.
Well, it takes a lot of work, my dear.
Well, that's how many years.
Hindi naman lang parang nakatuyo ka lang dyan, tapos biglang parang wow.
My
Okay, you can
goodness,
make it. No,
what
it
you call
took
it.
a lot of work. It took a lot of work.
Like?
But a lot of research, a lot of work, which I still do now. I still read a lot of books. I read a lot of magazines. I watch, as much as I can, a lot of videos, and and I pray a lot.
Yeah.
That's the
And
thing.
you just love your craft. You love the art of singing.
I like to sing.
Yeah.